All right, well, Bryce and I have not uploaded in a very long time, and I just want to apologize for that. We plan on uploading a lot more soon. Some things have been going on, nothing major, nothing extreme, just some things that we've had to worry about in our personal lives. No, we're not having a fight or anything. We're all good. No, everything's good. But so you're looking at a Traxxas TRX-4 Defender. This is my personal rig, and today I'm going to do a 6-month review on this unit itself, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, some things I don't like, some things I like, and we'll go from there. So not much has changed with my TRX-4 Defender. I added some stickers. That's actually, I got these from a remote control helicopter, which kind of is pretty cool. But other than that, I really haven't done much to this. I had to swap out the motor for a new 21 turn, 550, I think is what it is. Yeah, 21 turn, 550 Titan motor. Mine went out, I want to say, probably after the 5th use. I've only used this thing probably about, I'd say close to 20 or so times so far. I really didn't take care of it. I pushed it through some mud and some murky water, and that just destroyed that motor. It didn't really burn up, but it was starting to make a really, really bad whine, so I wanted to just replace it because it was very obnoxious. But yeah, so I replaced that with this new one, and it's held up pretty well. I sourced all these parts locally, of course, through my local Traxxas dealer in my area. But the battery, so I'm still rocking the original 5,000 milliamp hour LiPo that I got 6 months ago when I bought the unit. It's been a really good battery. I haven't had any issues with it so far. It still holds a charge really well, and it doesn't it's not ballooning or anything like that. So very, very, very dependable battery. I'm not really sure the lifespan on these batteries, but I think some people have gotten like maybe 3 or 4 years out of it, you know, with, I don't want to say constant use, but really good use. I mean, I take these inside in the winter. They're not kept in the garage during the winter months, so they should be fine, you know. And I always keep it in storage, usually as much as I can. Sometimes I forget, but usually I don't run these things completely dead. When I'm done with the unit, like if I come back from, you know, riding it around on the trails or something, or driving it around on the trails, I'll usually throw this on the charger right away, and this never really gets hot, so it's a really good battery. As far as everything else on this unit, hadn't had to replace the tires yet, but that will be soon, because my tires, let's see if I can get this. I'm just going to kind of give it a little squeeze. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, yeah. So there is a method online that people say to glue those first. I did not. I did glue them afterwards, but I didn't get all the water out, so then I just said screw it, and I took the glue off, and then I'm just running them until they pretty much fall off, because realistically they're already ruined to begin with because I ran them through too much water, and they've always got water in there. But honestly, you're not going to be racing this thing, so I mean, maybe you are, but we're not doing anything like that. So realistically, they're probably fine. I'm hoping to get a whole year out of them, and then maybe I'll swap them out in the future, maybe next year or something. But as far as anything else goes, I have not had to replace the ESC. That's still running strong. Knock on wood for all this that I'm about to mention. No servos yet. Now, it's interesting because our friend Jordan, he's been featured on the channel. He actually did an unboxing of the tactical unit version of this. You should go check that out. That'll be in the description. His servo broke, I believe, on the 1st or 2nd time we took these out. It did that typical Traxxas servo thing where it just, basically there's a fuse in there or something of that sort, and it just welds the contacts together. I actually had that happen on my Slash, and it basically becomes useless. He couldn't turn. He could still go forward and reverse, obviously, but he couldn't turn. It's this servo right up here in the front. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's kind of blends in with the truck, but it's located right here. This is the servo that went. That's their new. Like Metal Gear servo thing, high quality one. Well, his went, but luckily, he was able to get that replaced, and we were back on the trail in no time. Other than that, like I said, servo's been pretty strong for me. I haven't had any issues. I think I got over that omen with my Slash, because that one broke. I think like the third week I had it, it broke. But I bought mine. This was a while ago. Obviously, I bought mine off of Amazon, so I really couldn't get a replacement. I'd have to send the whole truck back, and it's like, why bother? I'll just go buy a $15 servo on Amazon. It's not a big deal. And that servo's actually been pretty strong. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. This is about the TRX-4, not the Slash. So, everything else in here, the receiver and all that stuff, solid. Haven't had any issues. No water leaks, no cracks, nothing. All these other little servos for the 4x4 and locking diffs and all that stuff, not a single problem. Shocks are still good. I usually clean this thing as much as possible, spray it with the hose, and I tend to keep it clean, but like I said, we just took these out on a little bit ago, and I haven't cleaned it yet, so I'm kind of behind on my maintenance. But anyway, as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of water coming out of that tire. All of these are stacked to the brim with water, or full to the brim, stacked to the brim. So, real quick, I was going to mention too, this is a little mod that we added on. Bryce did this to his unit too. It's really useful because you can pop in a battery, and, well, when you pop in your battery, if you plug it in, and then when you have the body on the truck, because one of the downsides about this, the Defender body, is it is very, very, very awkward to put this top piece on, the top section of the body, because there are little pins. There's these two little prongs here. They have to line up with the rear bumper. In order to do that, you kind of have to fish this around, because it's plastic. It's not, you know, it's not metal, so you kind of have to fish it around a little bit to get them to line up. So that can be a hassle. So one of the things is, instead of having to take the body off constantly, there's this cool little thing that you can either Velcro on or drill a hole through and mount it on that way. Mine's Velcroed, and it's actually, Bryce did his with a screw, and mine actually held up pretty well, so it hasn't fallen off it yet. But you just push up on this little lever, and it turns your ESC on, so you don't have to take the body off, which is super handy. I think it only costed like $9. Definitely get one of these. You will thank me later. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Haven't noticed any major issues. Like I said, this is only the 6 months that we've owned it. I mean, 6 months out of the year here in Michigan, it's snow, and I might take this out in the snow this year. It'll be really its first winter out in the snow. I'll definitely get to see kind of how it runs in the snow and stuff like that. Like I said, I tend to, well, I actually got it on pretty good that time. I actually kind of tend to kind of push this thing a little bit more than I should. I'm never taking it racing or mud. Like I said, I've kind of gotten my mudding fixing out of it, as far as like when I destroyed that motor. That was kind of my thing. Like, my goal on this thing is not to replace as many parts as possible. I.e., I don't want to destroy anything, which is why I'm kind of babying it, but at the same time, I'm having as much fun as I can with it. Definitely just saw that as of this video, Traxxas released their 6x6 Mercedes, and I definitely am interested in that. That might be something I'm planning on getting next year, and then I'm going to keep this one because it's reliable, and it's something nice to have in case you have more friends or something like that that want to try the crawling stuff, and then you can kind of let them use this, you know. I don't, like I said, the remote, everything I've used has held up pretty well. The remote, haven't had any issues with that. Most of the time I keep it in high gear with none of the diffs locked. I usually, when I want to use all the diffs, I will just put it in low, and I'll run it in low because I don't want to put too much stress on it. Other than that, I haven't really used the 50-50 or the 70-30. Haven't used much of the multifunction little programming feature. The Bluetooth receiver, I actually haven't used much of that. I want to more, but you kind of have to get more of the add-ons for this first. Down the road, I plan on getting the light kit for it, and all the lights and the headlights and the tail lights and all that stuff, so that'll be cool. I might put some more cosmetic stuff on there. It's just we kind of take this stuff out in the trails and like in the mud and stuff, so it's kind of like I don't want that stuff to break off or fall or whatever, you know. But other than that, no, it's been a pretty solid unit. I can't complain. Probably the best purchase I made from Traxxas. But yeah, like I said, I definitely would recommend picking this up. I have pretty much hardly any issues with it. I mean, like I said, it's only been 6 months, so yeah. Can't think of anything else to say. These units will go for as long as you treat them right and you don't destroy them or run them off cliffs. You know, I mean, I've rolled mine a few times. You know, the Traxxas TRX-4 Defender, especially the Defender, not so much the TRX-4, but the Defender style truck has a very top-heavy body, so it is very easy to roll and flip backwards and whatnot. So that's something to keep in mind. I haven't really used the Sport at all. That's something cool to get maybe in the future. I haven't used the Chevy body or the Ford Bronco body. And then they just released, like I said, the 6x6 Mercedes and the Mercedes G-Wagon, which are really cool. Jordan seems to like his tactical unit. He has no issues or complaints with that. The nice thing about the Defender is you get this nice cool roll cage. It actually protects the body pretty well. I haven't had any cracks or anything yet. Honestly, the body's in really solid shape. I know it looks super dirty, but trust me, it still looks pretty good. There's a few scuffs and scratches, but you're going to get that. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah, no, I would definitely pick this up if you're interested in the TRX-4. You know, I hope this has been kind of helpful for you guys, and I hope most of you loyal subscribers are sticking with us, because we plan on uploading a lot more videos here in the future. Again, apologies that we haven't. We're not dead. We're not gone. You know, we're still an active channel. You know, we try to be. But you know, things do come up in our personal lives, and we get those sorted out, and then we get back into it. So, yeah. So, like I said, this has just been a quick little 6-month review. We've got a lot of footage in our backlog that we're going to be uploading to you guys, so you guys can watch these things in action. And then we're going to do some more stuff with the Slashes and the Bandits. I actually have to get my Bandit back out and repair it because it's got issues, and I never repaired it. And, you know, RC, it's a hobby that costs money. It does. But it's definitely one of the better hobbies out there, especially if you are interested in kind of like hanging out with people and doing all that kind of stuff. There's definitely a lot of people into this hobby, and it's growing every day. So definitely, if you want to get into crawling, this is a great unit to start out with, and then you can advance on to the better crawlers and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, the TRX-4 is one of the best crawlers I think out there as far as customability and dependability. So yeah, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will catch you in the next one.